Together since 1995, Susan McElwain says she knew from the get-go that a life with Larry would include KU basketball.
I am a devout Jayhawk fan.
Larry is a diehard fan.
I came to KU in 1966.
Another legacy from Larry's college days, his friendship with his good buddy, John Lungstrum.
We both were dating girls in the same sorority house.
And their passion for KU stuck.
I would say that I'm in the top 1% or whatever. And one of the reasons we live in Lawrence is at KU basketball.
So what happened just a month apart for these two friends, of course, had something to do with KU basketball as well.
We were both just incredibly lucky.
For Larry, the story begins on a bitter cold Saturday in January of 2024. He and his wife were heading into Allen Fieldhouse.
I get up to the building where the wind was blocking me, and I turn around and I was like, where'd he go? I couldn't find him. I was like, I don't know what happened to him. I looked back on the sidewalk and there was a crowd gathering.
At the center of the crowd on the ground was her husband.
One was doing CPR and the other one was checking his pulse, and she kept shaking her head like couldn't get a pulse.
Let's pause it here and fast forward to almost exactly 1 month later, when John suffered a similar fate right after leaving Allen Fieldhouse on a bitter cold day in February.
We lived just about a half a mile up the hill from Allen Fieldhouse. It was a terrible evening. It was cold, it was sleeting, it was just miserable.
Misery was about to turn terrifying for everyone around John.
And the next thing I knew, I was being wheeled into the emergency room at Lawrence Memorial Hospital. I came to consciousness and the nurse said, well, you died, but they brought you back. Needless to say, that was something of a shock.
As both John and Larry woke up in their hospital beds 1 month apart, both learned they had suffered massive heart attacks. They were both saved by people who knew CPR. They were both diagnosed with ischemic heart disease, and both required open heart surgery. And the cardiothoracic surgeon for both friends, University of Kansas Health System Dr. Todd Crawford. Another common thread, the surprise that this could have happened at all to either one of them.
I literally never had chest pain, wasn't short of breath, never anything like that.
Having recently climbed 2 mountains together, both thought they were in great shape.
My biggest test of my cardiopulmonary was my ability to climb mountains, and I was able to do that.
Today, Larry and John are feeling good and on the mend.
It's just one of those things that you go, wow.
And while climbing mountains isn't in the immediate future, KU basketball is back on the calendar for both of them.